Welcome to A-State Sports Take postgame show. My name is Emily Pilkington with Carson Campbell, and we are talking about the great game of Iowa State and the Arkansas State Red Wolves. Carson, great game, tough loss though. What did you think about it?
I just want to say this was a great game. As you see, we're back in the studio, back in Jonesboro. The game was back in Jonesboro. Great atmosphere, great game. I mean,
it actually was.
I was in attendance of the game, and it was phenomenal. Like, I had a great time. Fans showed up, they showed out. There was a lot of Iowa State fans too. I mean, I was really surprised.
I was impressed with that.
There's a lot of Iowa State fans. I know in the pregame show we were wondering how many fans would show up, and they showed up too. So give credit to Iowa State.
Along with the heat.
It was hot. I was thankfully shaded from the press box, but I think you once said on the field it was like 112, felt like.
Yeah, on the broadcast it was saying that it was estimated to be 112 degrees today. That's crazy, especially for the players. Just keep being hydrated, all that stuff.
Yeah, and if you look here, we got some footage. Rocco Beck playing great. We mentioned, A-State created some pressure on the defensive front. Of course, you know, he's a talented QB, like we said, NFL draft prospect. He made some plays. He found his tight ends. And again, I think what we talked about too, A-State has to stop giving up big plays. The big plays killed us again. I mean, look, that's just a simple check pass to his wide receiver, and it gets 15 yards. I mean, it's just unacceptable on the defensive side of the ball. But short play, I think we handled the rushing pretty well. I think our defensive was definitely better.
I would say it has improved so much compared to last week at War Memorial. Yeah. And the size difference compared to them to Arkansas was not that much of a difference this time. Like, we were able to match up way easier and be able to, you know, catch them, everything. The speed kind of got us a little bit, you know, a couple times. But I think for the most part, we were pretty evenly matched.
Yeah, and I mean, Jalen Rayner again played great, had a great game. Made a couple mistakes that were, again, big play mistakes that cost us a lot of yards and of course, the game, fourth quarter interception. But again, I mean, it was a great experience, a great time. Again, I think the size difference, it wasn't as big as the Arkansas one, from what I could see. So I think that we had a little bit easier of a time rushing and passing on offense. And there was times where Rayner had seconds that I could count that he had time in the pocket to just look at his receivers and see what was open. And so that was something we didn't see against Arkansas.
Rayner had a phenomenal game today.
Phenomenal. And Corey Recker, again, he's just not, I don't know what it is, but he had a few catches, no touchdowns, but he just can't find a stride for some reason. I'm not sure.
I noticed a few times, though, the defense was making sure that they would sway more to him. And so the open pocket, though, was Chauncey Cobb.
Yes, and he had some good receptions as well, backing off that 98-yard touchdown. Didn't see one of those a day, but he didn't come up with the special teams. He was still getting yards on special teams, and I think he was a threat there for sure. They prepared for him heavily on the special team side of the ball. But again, he didn't score any, or it wasn't a huge impact, but he definitely got some impact on the offensive side of the ball.
One big momentum change is when we had an interception. Talk about that.
We were down 8 it was 24-16, I believe, and Rayner, he wanted to take a shot, and he took a shot that probably shouldn't have been taken. I think he got ahead of himself a lot in that play. He wanted the big play. I don't think he needed the big play right there. I think he needed, some more. We were moving the ball. Like, we had been moving the ball. Time of possession is a big thing, too. Our offensive stride was pretty good for the most part, and so he took a shot downfield. And I mean, the receiver wasn't even close. It was an easy interception for the secondary. I mean, it was not even, and that right there probably was the game. And you just can't make that kind of pass in that situation. You have to know your situation. Like, you have to be aware of your situation. Right. And I just feel like Rayner was trying to force a pass downfield that didn't need to be passed anyway.
The Red Wolves were not the only ones, though, that had an interception. We also forced an interception on Rocco Beck earlier in the game, about, I think, second quarter.
Yeah. That was one of those passes that, if you look, it got jumbled up and it was all over the place, and one of the defenders came up with it. Great awareness from the defense. Like we mentioned, the defense played pretty good. Rocco Beck is an NFL talent. I mean, he's getting looked at by NFL scouts. He's not some bum that plays football. He's a pretty good quarterback. But the defense took advantage of that and got an interception when they needed an interception.
I am just so impressed by how we played. I'm going to be completely honest. I did not think that this is how this game was going to play. I didn't even think that we were going to lead for a little bit of it. We led 10-9 in the first half for just I say that
a couple seconds.
A couple seconds in this into the first half. But apparently, the commentators were saying that was the first time that Iowa State has trailed in any game this season. I'm not sure if that is completely accurate, but I mean that's also something that's pretty cool for this. And
me and Mr. Sullivan, shout out Mr. Sullivan, he's directing today. We talked about Iowa State's had a pretty rough path to get to A-State. They had opening week in Ireland against Kansas State, and then they had Iowa last week, rivalry game. And there's a lot of emotion in those two games. So this game they responded good, and we got some stats for this game as well.
Yeah, total yards was Iowa State 452, while A-State was 382. Pass yards 265, while A-State was 222. Rush yards was 187 to 160, which we kind of talked about that a little bit. And then the penalties.
Oh my goodness, the penalties, man.
Talk about those.
I am not here to blame the refs. It was a Big 12 crew. Mm-hmm. As that got brought to my attention. I didn't know that, but I'm going to keep it calm. There was a few obvious, again, A-State self-inflicted wounds. You can't do that against teams like Iowa State.
Nope.
You cannot do that. And we had a few plays that just ruined the momentum, gave yards that shouldn't have been given. Free yards, that's free yards to other teams, opposing teams. I mean, the defense gets let off. Offense has to do extremely well on the offensive side to get those yards back. And those penalties just killed us. I mean, there was two in the fourth quarter, I believe.
It was about 8 minutes into the fourth quarter.
And, yeah, it was ugly. I mean,
we scored 2 touchdowns in that, too.
Yeah. And I will say the offensive pass interference was clearly OPI. I'll give them that. But the holding call,
I would say there was holding, but it was weak.
It was soft.
Weak.
It was, especially for a game like this. And, again, situation. It goes
fourth quarter.
Goes back to the refs, too. They have to be aware of the situation. I think that was a terrible call, and I think would have changed the game. Who knows? But it definitely would have given us a touchdown. So
it would have, and we would have probably been tied unless they would have went and scored at the end.
Because we did have to get. Oh wait, no, that would have been to put us up.
We would
Yeah, that's a huge play, but again, can't blame the refs. There was Rayner interception that.
It was it was a mistake that should have been cleaned up to start with.
Yeah, it was.
Things happen.
Yep. That was it was interesting. Jalen Rayner had a game.
He did.
19 for 33, 222 passing yards, like we mentioned.
Yeah.
Dude was slinging the rock. I'll say that. I mean, he was slinging his rock. He was finding the receiver. He had plenty of time in the pocket. Offensive line actually played pretty well for going against a defense like Iowa State. Mm-hmm. He had time to sling the rock. He found his receivers. He got what he needed. Averaged 6.7 yards per pass. 0 touchdowns. Again, red zone percentage has to be fixed. I'm not sure what's going on with play calling there. Red zone, we have to take advantage of red zone. If we get in the red zone, score the ball. Let's score the ball in the red zone. He did have a pick that we talked about that was pretty monumental in the game. His rushing yards, his rushing game. Just like Taylon Green last week.
He looked a little bit like Taylon Green.
I'm not saying it's Taylon Green, but he looked
a little bit like it.
He was getting whatever he wanted. 83 yards, average 5.2. I mean, if you're averaging 5.2 yards per carry, just run the ball. And I really like the offense. I know play calling was iffy in the red zone, but I really liked how they brought Rayner out of the pocket and let him get outside. And even just QB keep, play action QB keep really worked for us today. He got whatever he wanted on that side of the ball.
Well, was able to give him time to think about it because last week he had a hard time just thinking on the fly, just popping it off. So being able to cut out would really help him.
Yeah, that was he had plenty of time. His biggest rush was 21 yards. So he himself had a pretty big play against Iowa State's defense. But yeah, Jalen Rayner had a game. And
he also slowed down the game a lot, which really helped us in our favor. We had I think the Red Wolves had about 34 minutes of game time. gameplay, while Iowa State had 25 minutes.
Which is insane when you think about everything. And also, I just like that. I think that goes back to we have to take advantage of that. Like, that's a stat that we won. I mean, we were plus 9 minutes on the offensive side of the ball, and we just lost by 8. It's one of those things that you just got to clean up, take advantage of. If you have that much possession.
The small mistakes.
Yeah, small mistakes. It's the small things in football. It's a game of inches, and we just couldn't come down and get what we need to get.
But I still think it was a great game. Obviously, I wish it would have ended differently, but it could have ended on the whole other side of being a complete blowout, but it wasn't.
Yeah, and I also want to say, like, this just proves that, you know, everyone, all the hate that goes on around A-State football after last week, it was a big emotional game, and I want people to understand that it was an emotional game, whether Arkansas fans want to admit it or not. I mean, that game mattered to them just as much as it mattered to us.
You could tell both teams were so rattled and, like, they were very unsure of where they were. No one had the home field advantage.
No, yeah.
So how are they supposed to play and just, you know, one feeling stronger than the other?
Yeah, and I think it's important that we had a bounce back game this game because it proves that game was not our Super Bowl. Like, we still have an entire season left. And that game did not define the season. They bounced back today. We still have conference play.
Against number 14, Iowa State.
And the ranked team in the country.
Yep.
And we played great. I think we should learn from this, like we said in the pregame show. Learn from this,
great
have fun
experience.
with it, and just take this to conference play. Like, let's just take it to conference play and win out.
Well, I mean, if you're in the Sun Belt Conference, you're going to look at this game and be like, dang. And, you know, you're going to have to make some adjustments to it. And, I mean, I think our team will be feared.
Oh, yeah, 100%, especially with Jalen Raynor in the back. I mean,
absolutely.
That man is feared by the FBS entire country.
He's the real deal.
He is.
Well, thanks, Carson.
Yep.
Thank you for watching the postgame show. We will see you next time. Wolves up.